DC Multiverse!
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Brad, the DC Universe Geek, for those of you who may be new here, and I just wanted to jump in with my second video for the day, which is rare. I know I don't usually do 2 videos in a day. However, whenever old Toddy Boy decides to upload a video to his Instagram or his Facebook showcasing in-hand footage of the figures that are yet to be released, I gots to make a video about it. Basically, if you're even half as excited as I am when I see this footage, I know that I need to upload a video about it to A, show you that this footage exists, and then B, I like to talk about it, because I'm just a general motor mouth. Now, before we get into Todd's footage, I want to mention that A, we already know what figures these are. We know that it's John Stewart Green Lantern, it's the Bizarro in the Rebirth Duds, and it's also the infected Nightwing. And number 2, although we do find out that the pre-order for these will be available for March, and they'll be released in May, we're not yet told exactly where they will be released. Whether that means they'll be released everywhere in May, or whether they're going to end up being some kind of a Target exclusive, which at this point I kind of do doubt that, because Todd will usually tell us if they're going to be an exclusive for someplace. So here, let me just show you the footage, and then I'll see you afterwards, if you stick around, that is.
Hey, Todd McFarlane here to talk about some of the upcoming DC Multiverse toys we haven't shown you yet, so let's give you a sneak peek at what those look like. You're going to be able to pre-order these in March. They'll be coming out in May. So let's show you what they're looking like. The first one we're going to show you today is going to be Nightwing Joker from the comic books. Right? Got the sadistic look of the Joker. Here he is out of the package. If you guys want to see, look at the face. Super gnarly, really cool looking. Right? Dun. He looks good, right? So there's one of them you'll be able to get. Pre-order March. The other one, this one turned out really cool. Sometimes I think the Green Lantern uniforms can be, in comic books, you know, pretty plain because you got like red and black, but we went in there and added a little bit of sexy to it, and the good people at DC said, yeah, cool. So here we go, John Stewart Green Lantern, and I don't know if you can see here, but he comes with a backpack. He comes with this piece here that comes off and on right up in here. And then he's got this big Mondo, heavily detailed Gatling gun that he's going to be holding. But what makes him fun is just that he's got a lot of cool textures and stuff on him. And you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. So Green Lantern, sometimes they can look a little bit plain. This one I thought came out really cool. Here he is in package. For any of you want to see him in package, boom, boom, boom. Some cool, looks like Jim Lee art on the back there. Looking good, right? That one's coming out. And then probably my favorite of the 3 is, and this is how you can tell they're going to turn out cool, because if you can see one that's unpainted and it still looks good, it just the feel of, and the shape of it just feels good. Like, look at how big and bulky that guy is, but that's not Superman, that's Bizarro, right? So Bizarro unpainted looks good, but let's take a look at what you're actually going to be able to buy. Shoot, look at him, right? What makes him cool is that you get the backwards vest, you get the torn cape, and then even better if you can get in there, look at the cool Frankenstein face, right? That's what makes Bizarro sort of awesome to me. So this is the guy that I think is going to look super good, especially if I got a bunch of Supermans up there. Because when you're standing here with his arms down, he's pretty beefy. This guy's pretty beefy. We want to make sure that he was actually bulkier than Superman himself. There he is right here in the package. Looks good, right? For all of you that got a lot of Supermans, you want to expand your Superman collection, you get the sort of the cool artwork on the back, and that's it. So for all of you, again in March, you're going to be able to get that next series. Here we go right here. Oh, and then they'll be in stores in May. We'll let you know when all that's happening, but wanted to share the sneak peek. Hope you enjoy. Be good. 2021 is going to be a good year for everyone.
All right, so what did you think? I think the Bizarro figure is amazeballs. I think that they've perfectly nailed the look of Bizarro during that time frame of the character's existence. I kind of think that the torso and the mid area and a lot of those body parts have actually just been reused from the infected Superman. Heck, I don't really know which came first. Maybe they wanted to make a Bizarro and the infected Superman became a character that they also would use the parts for, and infected Superman maybe came out first, or I don't really know. I would tend to think that Bizarro came first in the plans just because of how bulky he is, and then also how bulky the infected Superman is. But when you read the source material, Superman's not nearly as bulky as the infected Superman figure. And just on the topic of the torso buck, we know that the death metal Superman's going to have very much the same chest, torso, body buck, which actually might be usable for doing a basic custom suited Superman, kind of swapping some parts or leaving as is. I'll probably leave mine as is and then get a second one just to do some custom work with. But there's also going to be a Superman Devastator 2-pack. At least there better be, because I pre-ordered one over on CMD Store and I've heard murmurings of one in the action figure grapevine. But the Bizarro figure looks really, really awesome. Definitely going to be buying him on day one. And then you've got the John Stewart figure, who looks equally as awesome. The first comic version of a Lantern that we've received so far, and the second John Stewart figure to be made in his action figure line. I think he looks fantastic. I'm glad that they started with John. I could even actually wait for us to receive, say, a Kyle Rayner and a Simon Baz and a Jessica Cruz before he decides to eventually release a Hal Jordan. I feel like all of those Lanterns would be fantastic selections. Really, actually, I hope the next Lantern he does, if he decides to go down the route of the Lanterns, would be Jessica Cruz, because we don't have very many females in the DC Multiverse action figure line. We've got Harley, Batgirl, Wonder Woman, two versions of Wonder Woman, and then the Drowned is just being released now, so it really seems to be light on the female characters. But the John Stewart looks fantastic. There's no doubt about it. The accessories look cool. I like the fact that it actually fits over top of his body. It is kind of funny. It is like the Green Lanterns tend to look a little boring, but we sexied it up, and then, Warner Brothers gave us the go-ahead. Like, okay, I get it. Green Lantern costumes are very basic. The uniforms are very basic. And honestly, when Todd gussies up a figure, he really just usually adds to the overall look. He doesn't end up making it look too busy, so yeah, I'm cool with that. I think the John Stewart is going to be fantastic. Another day one figure for me as well. And then we have the third figure, which is the Joker Toxified Nightwing figure. I figured that if I'm being completely honest, I probably will just leave on the pegs. I know that there will be a lot of you out there who collect everything Todd puts out, and I have passed on a few of the figures since the series started. I never bought the Green Arrow figure, and I left the Cyborg figure on the peg. It's still on the peg at my local Walmart, and I haven't bought it yet. And I'll probably do the same thing with this toxin-infected Nightwing. My shelf isn't crying out for another Nightwing. I've got the regular blue deco Nightwing, and I've got the redecoed red Nightwing. So for as cool as this one looks, and if it's your bag, have at her, bring her home, or bring him home, put him on your shelf. But for me, he's just going to stay on the pegs. But anyway, I just wanted to share Todd's video with you folks at home who watch my channel, who might not have caught it on someone else's channel. Maybe you don't follow on Facebook and Instagram. I thought that I would share it with you here and share my thoughts about the figures as well. But that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Hopefully you guys found this video to be an insightful, interesting, useful waste of time for the last 5 or 10 minutes. And if you have, that's fantastic. You know where all the buttons are that do all the things that people do when they're on YouTube. And I'll see you with the next one. Have a fantastic, awesome day, super friends, and take care.